I want to start with the DeAndre Hopkins situation. He visited the Titans and the Patriots last week, and at last word, he's going to take some time to make a decision. That implies there's nowhere else he's visiting, that it's Titans, Patriots. Now, he could sign with someone without visiting, but no further visits scheduled, which means potentially he's got a range that he's looking for that the Titans and the Patriots have satisfied roughly, and that other teams just aren't willing to do it. Interesting to see whether or not anyone else will come out of the woodwork in the coming days, especially since, and this is a point that I made in an item that we posted over the weekend, Bill Belichick's interest in DeAndre Hopkins, in theory, should get other teams interested in Hopkins. The idea that one of the great coaches of all time in any sport has interest in this player would, you think, be enough to get other teams to say, what are we missing here? If Bill Belichick wants him, maybe we should. And remember 3 years ago, late June, when they signed Cam Newton out of the blue in New England. I think one of the reasons they kept it quiet then, if people start thinking that Bill Belichick sees something in Cam Newton, maybe some other team will. I don't know whether the star has fallen since the Patriots haven't won a postseason game in the 4 years since winning Super Bowl 53. The personnel acumen maybe was never as great as he gets credit for. Maybe people just aren't smitten by the idea that Bill Belichick has interest in DeAndre Hopkins, and maybe it's easy enough to just say, well, it's because of Bill O'Brien and the two of them have a history and they need to make the offense better and this is a way to do it. Regardless, I am surprised that the Patriots' open interest in Hopkins hasn't caused more teams to mobilize, to either kick tires, bring him in for a visit, seriously consider signing him, and, above all else, get him so the Patriots can't. I think the fact that there isn't a rush to keep the Patriots from getting Hopkins is kind of an implicit acknowledgement by the league at large that they're not worried about the Patriots anymore. They used to be obsessed with the Patriots. Now, you know what? If Belichick wants him, let him have him. From the Bills' perspective, hey, we'd rather Belichick have him than Andy Reid have him. Then we don't have to worry about the Chiefs being even better than they are. So we'll see. Number one, if it even happens. Posted an item on Monday morning with some quotes from Dante Scarnecchia to MassLive.com regarding the importance of a consensus and a compromise between Bill Belichick and DeAndre Hopkins on the way through the door about whether and to what extent he's going to practice. That's a key point. Belichick wants guys to practice every day. Hopkins has a reputation for not practicing all that often. As Scarnecchia points out, you need to have that worked out on the way in. It's not going to get any better between the two if there are surprises once it's time to go to training camp and DeAndre Hopkins wants a day off or needs a day off or claims that he can't practice when Bill Belichick is expecting his guys to practice and he's going to reward the guys who practice with playing time. Now, sometimes you compromise your standards for great players. But again, if Bill Belichick is willing to compromise his standards for DeAndre Hopkins, the message to all the other teams is Belichick thinks this guy's still pretty damn good. Why aren't you pursuing him if Belichick thinks that? So it's a strange situation, and we'll see how it plays out. We'll be keeping an eye on that. That's one of the major items of unresolved business in the NFL over the coming days and weeks as we wait for the start of training camp.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.